how to free yourself, but the ones who have a personal interest in them being free. Make sense? You can't rely on people working against you to free you. You can't do that. And that's been our biggest problem the whole time. Okay, let's go forward. As there's also a distinction amongst the lawyer and attorney, though we think they all the same thing. Okay, as to the entire contents of documents titled Motion for Judgment, Affidavit regarding organic appellation, this is going to be a name of lowercase again, by a certain culprit, you're going to put it again, your name, your appellation I should say, the third party plaintiff, secure party creditor, a natural man, created by God, now declares as follows. I normally put Most High, but you can put God or whoever you subscribe to. Just a template. Secure party creditor, a natural man, created by God, now declares as follows. I am not the same as a fictitious entity, all capital letters name. Legal fiction. When I say legal fiction now, I'm talking about the name in all capital letters. The straw man. Yeah. So whenever you see legal fiction, you know I'm talking about your name in all caps. When you see organic appellation, you know put your title there in lowercase. Okay? So this is powerful, because this is the part of the administrative affidavit of specific negative avertment. This is a powerful part. I love this part. It's my favorite part. I didn't put all of it in there. I'll be going crazy. But I just give you a gist of it. I'm actually going to put this in a book called Killing with Paperwork. You know, and I'm just going to put all the templates in it and just go crazy. And that's why people are mad in the community, because they want to keep charging you, and I'm over here like, hey, take that. Do it yourself. You know, people are not trying to empower the people. You know, some people work hard to steal our birthright. They're from another race, and black people over here trying to sell it back to you. So it's just crazy. Yeah. So we need a template, man. So you can just put your name in, fill it in, and then ask for a little bit of help. Okay? So I'm not the same, and I'm not saying everybody to do it. It's just good to have the knowledge and the power if you're the type to do it. There's services provided to people that they know how to do it, they do it themselves. And then there's people, because their schedule doesn't permit, they still pay people to do it. Right. But at least you should still know what's going on. Right. You know, at least know what's going on. I am not the same as a fictitious entity, all capital letters named. And again, this means what? You're going to put your name in all capitals. Okay? So these people say you owe something. This is what you hit them with first, now that we go down the line. This is the next page. I am not the same as a fictitious entity, all capital letters named. So you're saying, look, that person you sent it to, that's the right terminology. Person means corporation in law. That person that you sent the stuff to, that's not me. That's not me. That's a fictitious entity. Right. All right? And you're saying it was created by the state through deception, trickery, malice, and repugnance without my authorization and consent. That's number one. Number two, I do not give any consent in any capacity to this court to place upon me any responsibility for this all capital letter name, fictitious entity that was created by the state. That's number two. Number three. See, we're not making it wordy. A lot of times when you get paperwork, a lot of brothers and sisters from the Moorish community, not a lot to the whole community, they have a tendency to teach history when they're supposed to be fighting for their life. And when we came into Spain and we made the lights go on, you know, it's like Times Square, it's like, yo, they don't care about that. Go to the point. They got a thing called paper terrorism now. Yes. It's called paper terrorism. Mm-hmm. Look it up. You send too much bull crap, you get in trouble for that. Mm-hmm. And they got to read it. They have to read it, but then it's stupid. So they're like, yo, we're going to get people in trouble for this now. You can't just be sending us anything to read files. People are underpaid here. All right? So we keep it concise. We don't want to make it too wordy. Simply put, I am not the same as the all caps fictional person, and I believe that there is no evidence to the contrary. So that's three. Here go the tight part right here. You're going to put the person issuing you the summons or claiming that you owe money, you're going to put it right here. I call him the culprit or the unofficial agent. You're going to put it right here, and then you're going to go, that entity, whoever that may be that's accusing you of something, has intentionally, this is a perfect word, has intentionally committed perjury because he has never met the fictional entity created, ex nihilo, by the state, and renamed legal fiction. There you go, you're going to put your name again here, all caps, to confirm who you're talking about. We're going to go back. Has intentionally, that whoever's accusing or making allegations, has intentionally committed perjury because he has never met the fictional entity created ex nihilo by the state, without anybody's regard of full disclosure given, okay, by the state and renamed, and then there you go, you're going to put that legal fiction name there, all caps. Therefore, he has irreparably damaged this sovereign man or woman and must pay him restitution. You're about to get into the lawsuit. You damaged my character because I already reaffirmed my character. I already changed my status. And now you bring me back into this. I can't be identified as no debtor. I'm a creditor now. What are you doing? So, we're saying that I need to repair my character now. Number 5, I got a list. It's not wordy, straight to the point. But we got to make these things clear. Because we want it to be rebutted. Because we're going to challenge them later. Rebut this if I'm lying. If I'm lying, rebut it. People say, well, why should they respect your paperwork? Because America is a corporation. The United States is a corporation. If they're a corporation, they have to follow corporate laws. They're violating corporate laws. 12 U.S.C. 411. It's not in this PowerPoint, but they're violating the law. 12 U.S.C. 411. You can look it up, but it'll also be part of the exam. I have no contract with you and do not consent to any contract with you. That's number 5. Because if I got into a contract with you and I owe you something, I hear you. But you sending me some summons of some debt and you don't even put it in the right form, you got this all capital letters name, that's an issue with a legal fiction. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Show me a contract you made with me with you and I represented as lowercase. Has nothing to do with me. So I have no contract with you and do not consent to any contract with you. Just because you use the same letters that make up the composition of my appellation doesn't mean it's me. I'm not trying to be slick. Y'all created that system. I didn't create it. Now I understand it. You're not going to take it. Okay, you're not going to demean me. Number 6, if you presume that I have a contract with you, I rebut any presumption. Because everything's based on assumption, which is presumption of law. If you presume that I have any contract with you, I rebut any presumption of any contract that you may presume that I have with you. 7, if the third-party defendants have any lawfully documented evidence to the contrary, let them come forth now on and for the official record and let the U.S. Attorney General certify their evidence under his unlimited commercial liability while under oath and under penalties of the law, including perjury. Now let me explain this part. People do not get sentenced to prison. They get sentenced to the Attorney General. If we were in the UK, people don't get sentenced to prison. They get sentenced to the Minister of Defense. That's why they have a DUNS number, because it represents the corporation that was set up as an administration of the law. People don't get sentenced to prison. We say it all the time. You get sentenced to the Attorney General. So, if the third-party defendants have any lawfully documented evidence to the contrary, let them come forth now and on for official record and let the U.S. Attorney General certify their evidence under his unlimited commercial liability. I know everything got to go through him first, not the prison system, while under oath and under penalties of law, including perjury. 8, failure to continue this action without proof of your claim is abuse of process, dishonor in commerce, abuse of power, extortion, coercion, obstruction of justice, denial of due process, etc. I believe there's no evidence to the contrary. It's not really a belief. I'm being sarcastic. I'm being facetious. Because they saw me with my fit cap with it backwards and they thought they could pull something on it. That's how I like it. I like when you catch me on my nigga swag. And then I send you one of these things. They're not the only ones that can send you hate mail. Alright, let's move forward. So we here. Now we're going to go to opportunity to kill. It has that. What I have right there, there's a couple more things. I go up to like 20 or 25, depending on what the nature of circumstances. All right. But now we're going to go to the second part of this paperwork, which is called opportunity to cure. Meaning we can mend this situation because I come in peace. It ain't all about the lawsuit. Okay. And the fact that I've been denied to try to solve the problem in the first place is what suffice for me to come up with the negative avertment in the first place. The administrative affidavit of specific negative avertment we just went through. Now we're going into the opportunity to cure, and then we're going to work our way into the counterclaim. Okay, which is the lawsuit in conclusion. The third-party defendant has 21 calendar days to cure their dishonor by the following. These are my terms. That's how a lawsuit goes. But you telling them what time they have? Yes, that's how it works. This is legal terminology. The power is in your hands. If you hire somebody else, they be talking similar jargon. Similar, not the same. Okay, because you're functioning in your sovereign, unlimited, commercial, liability capacity. Okay, as a secure party creditor. So it's going to be a little different. But ultimately, and idealistically, don't be afraid of having your list of demands. Okay? So long as we ain't reading, and yo, you lied about me, kill me, and when my niggas see you, so long as you ain't talking like that, you're alright. You know? So long as we keep this in legal jargon, and it makes sense and it's appropriate for the circumstance, you're okay. So long as it's not out of context. Okay? So the third-party defendants have 21 calendar days to cure their dishonor by the following. 1. Dismiss any and all claims against the third-party plaintiff with prejudice and pay the third-party reward and restitution, you're the third party, restitution that will replace the anguish arising out of their coercive acts of fraudulent joinder to extinguish protected unalienable rights, or an unalienable rights or rights given to you by your creator, not nobody else. Inalienable rights or privileges given to you by man. Unalienable rights are rights you have naturally because you were born with them. That's the distinction. So, pay all damages as indicated by the counterclaim contained herein with real money. Surrender any and all public hazard bonds, other bonds, insurance policies, CAFR funds, 801k funds, personal properties, land, real estate, etc., as needed to satisfy counterclaim herein, or prove your claims against me and disprove my claims by providing me with lawfully documented evidence that is certified by the United States Attorney General and is unlimited commercial liability while under oath on and for the official record under penalties of the law, including perjury. So these are the things that I'm demanding. We're going to go forward. Like I said, I'm taking this actually from paperwork for somebody I did in Washington, D.C.
I have a quick question.
Go ahead, sis.
For all the collector, does it go under all the collectors, even
Everybody that made a claim, you're going to throw them all the way in there.
even for like even for medical bills and things like that?
Yes, any alleged claim of debt.
School loans?
School loans. Any alleged claim of debt with your name in all capital letters, we got to rectify the situation. Show me the contract where I'm actually on it. Because when I signed the contract, I can't even honor it. Because when I signed the contract with you, you created another one and represented me as a corporate fiction.
How they create another one?
Oh, they do it all the time. They give you no disclosure. They give you no disclosure. What they do, you sign, they say, oh, we're going to get it typed up and give you a copy. And when they type it up, your name is in all capital letters by the time they get back to you. Same thing with a house. Same thing with the student loan. Credit card, you sign, okay, cool. They give you back the paperwork to confirm your agreement, your name is in all capital letters. They're not even talking to you.
No.
And all crimes of commerce, that is a form of a crime, and they throw you and lock you into it. You're a secure party creditor, you separate yourself from that. You only function and make agreements as a child of the Most High Creator. You are not a corporation. So since you want to play dirty, I'm play dirty. Since you want to play crazy, I don't want to play pretend. I don't believe that there's such a thing as a person without a body, and we call them a person. I don't want to play pretend no more. That's why that real estate or legal fiction is a deep tone. Go ahead, my brother.
But if you have a debt, you also have a co-signer.
That's right.
You're a sovereign, but your co-signer isn't.
Well, we don't do those no more. We don't do those. We don't do those. Okay? When we engage in these contracts, but it still nullifies the contract just from the time they didn't give you full disclosure of what they were up to when they turned your name into all capital letters. Either way, it's going to be a nullification. Either way. Either way. It's just no different like when you purchase property and they don't confirm who the holder in due course is and they got the mortgage note and they never gave you the intimation that they had conditional interest to sell the mortgage note over to someone else for a profit. They never tell you this. And then that's why a lot of people are at least able to stagnate the foreclosure process by at least asking for this original know that. Because they know they don't have it, because they sold it. They already had a conditional interest to make a profit off an agreement that they gave you the information that it was just you and them. And then when people start finding out about the foreclosure process, they go from this bank, but this bank wasn't the one really servicing the loans. This bank, it wasn't this one, it was another bank. And they named so many different people as he said, she said. People get confused. I don't know what to do. So many people are involved. I thought I only was involved with this one party here. They play those games.
Bro, is there a clause in the paperwork that say that that's what they're going to do in legal jargon?
Illegal jargon is based on presumption of law, assumption. From the time you see the change in the appellation, it should be presumed that you understand that that's what they was doing. So there's no exact provision there. It's the fact that they changed the composition of your attribute that you should know what was going on at that time. All right? Yes. It's like, okay, we just told you. It's right in front of you. Well, you know what we do? We'll shake your hand and say you're an owner, and then your paperwork says you're a debtor.
So would you buy it as?
Say, look at this new homeowner, but you're a debtor. Go ahead.
Would you buy it as Would you buy it as?
In terms of a property, a house?
Right. And
Okay.
then bring up the fact that they don't have the original.
Well, now what we would do, there's a number of different things you would do depending on the circumstance and how much money is involved or what the loan is. And most times we try to stay away from that. We'll try to buy the properties with tax deed and get away from the mortgage altogether. But there's ways in which we would sign the paperwork. It might be UCC 3-42B, might be UCC 1-308. It might be a host of different things, okay? We might do the 1-103 with revocation of signature and power of attorney. It depends on what type of agreement that we engage in, and we'll sign off like that because that confirms our convictions, our legal disposition. And you can't be denied of it depending on who you choose to do the business with. If the people are on the up and up and they have no intent of doing nothing crazy, you have no problem when you sign like that because you're just saying, I want it to be fair game. I don't want to find out something later on 2-3 years down the line that you had a conditional interest and you didn't tell me nothing about it.
I have one more question on this.
Go ahead, sister, not a problem.
This can only be done after you change your national status?
Well, after you make that status correction,
Right.
it will behoove you to do it upon doing the status correction.
Right.
Because by then you will be a secure party creditor and it gives you more leverage in the argument. What they're doing is wrong and it's illegal anyway.
Right.
And publicly, you still can't fight this. But the status correction gives you more leverage in terms of the argument. So I'm not going to tell you it's obsolete to do it in the public. It's not obsolete. You can do it. It might be a more strenuous fight. Sometimes it might get off earlier than anticipated. But in this case, it gives you a higher inclination towards a success rate.
Are you saying that you could use the same language and you have not corrected your status?
You can use similar jargon.
That's what I thought.
You can use similar jargon. Of course, you're going to take the credit stuff out of it. And it's still the opportunity to expose the fact that something illegal has been done. But the thing is, what's best, when you get a status correction, you're saying that you already made a distinction amongst you and the legal fiction that's in all capital letters. And what you do, you establish a lien on it. And the only thing that can have a higher priority lien than a corporation that has a lien on something is the living. So as an organic living soul, you establish what is called a transmitting utility lien. You file a UCC-1 and it's called a transmitting utility lien. And that'll be on that name in all capital letters. All right? It's the same name. And it sounds crazy, like I'm going to put a lien on myself or my name. But that's the legal fiction. And that's why we have the term called real estate or legal fiction, because you're actually considered property. That's why you're actually able to put a lien or establish a lien on your name, on what purports to be your name, or what they purport to be your name. The reason why you're able to do it when you go to county clerk and you get all your stuff sealed and filed is because it's an actuality. It's property, even though it doesn't have a physical representation. All right? So you have the counterclaim right here. The following damages have been assessed against you should you fail to meet the requirements as provided in the opportunity to cure contained herein. Failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. We're going to go, not for the hundreds, not for the thousands, but $2 million US per third party defendant, per count, per violation, per occurrence. Failure to respond as outlined herein. $2 million per third party defendant per count per violation per occurrence. 3. Default by non-response or incomplete response, $2 million per third party per defendant per count per violation per occurrence. 4. Dishonor in commerce, $2 million per third party defendant per count per violation per occurrence. 5. Obstruction of justice, and you see what's going on, and so forth and so on. We're just gonna go in. Come on, they're not gonna honor that. Just go nuts. You shouldn't honor the debt, you be honoring. Go nuts. If you're telling the truth, why not? Let them talk you down. Let's work out the agreement. Let's start it up high. And act like you're mad about something. Alright? So I skipped because I got a whole bunch of things per third party per occurrence. Right? Yes, my brother, go ahead.
The 2 million is this is the number that you came up with. That's the number
Yeah, that's my range, that's my barometer for what make me feel comfortable. You gotta go in. You gotta be fearless, man. You gotta act like you know it's gonna work out. I used to go to work and come in late and say, "Come on, man. You know I gotta make breakfast. I gotta put my clothes. My clothes was even. Someone went to the shower. It was cold. You go in with that temperament. They go, I understand. And they leave you alone. You gotta have that conviction, like what you're doing is right. You know, and in this particular case, you're actually saying something right. You know, we be right when we're wrong. So we're amazing when we're actually right. So failure to pay counterclaim in full within 30 calendar days of default, as contained herein, $1 million per day in interest, 1.5% per month compounded daily for the first 30 days from the date of default. After 30 days beginning on the 31st day after default, the penalties for failure to pay will increase by $5 million each calendar day that this counterclaim is not paid in full, including interest. After 90 calendar days of the date of default, the penalties for failure to pay counterclaim will increase by $10 million, $10 million per calendar day that the counterclaim is not paid in full plus interest as indicated herein. All claims are stated in US dollars, which means that a US dollar will be defined for the purposes of this counterclaim as 1 ounce silver coin of 0.999 fine silver. I'm just getting to the specifics so they don't, you know, when I get my pay, I want to make sure we talk about the same type of money because they always coming up with something slick. So I make sure I define what I'm talking about. All claims are stated in US dollars, which means that a US dollar will be defined for the purposes of this counterclaim as a 1 ounce silver coin of 9.999 fine silver, or the equivalent par value as established by law, or the exchange rate as set by the U.S. Mint, whichever is the higher amount. For certified 1 ounce silver coin, U.S. silver dollar, at the time of the first day of default as outlined herein. If the claim is to be paid in Federal Reserve notes or other certified funds, these funds will only be accepted as par value as indicated above. Okay? This is actually the person that was doing the work for. You will have your name in lowercase, and you will have signed UCC 1-308. You might even have a self-made stamp. Secure party creditor. This is one of our members. I was actually doing the paperwork for. Okay? She's in Washington, D.C. Okay? Maulana Kareem, brother, pardon me. UCC 1-308, secure party creditor. That's how you would do it. You would have the date there. And then you'll put your appellation, but you will make sure that this is hit. All right? And then we're going to go to a very important part of this affidavit. Let's go to the next one. It's called the jurat. This is to give you confirmation to this oath, because that's what the affidavit is, all right? So this is the jurat. You're going to put the state that you're dealing with, the county over here, same places. All right? It's going to say jurat up there. Then you're going to say on the blank day of blank 2012 AD, if it's 2012, the above signed secure party creditor personally appeared before me with this administrative affidavit of specific negative avertment, opportunity to cure and counterclaim, and proved to me on the basis of satisfactory evidence and identification to be the man whose name is subscribed to the within instrument and acknowledge to me that he executed the same in his authorized capacity and that by his signature on the instrument, the person or the entity upon behalf of which the person acted signed under oath or asseveration and accepts the truth thereof. Okay? We have to use certain legal jargon because sometimes some words best punctuate what you mean. All right? So I don't want to give anybody the intimation that we might be saying things just to sound deep. We're using the right terminologies because they best represent what we're trying to accomplish. All right? So then you'll have the notary name printed, the notary city and state. My commission expires, okay, and notary signature, seal and stamp. All right? And then you have proof of service. This is to confirm that the entire contents of this affidavit, a specific negative avertment, opportunity to kill, and counterclaim was served upon the following. You're going to put the unofficial agent or culprit name there. This was some of the information, VSB number 35176, State Department Federal Credit Union, and then you'll put the address there. Okay, I just left some of the information so you get a feel for it. So if you look at it, you can go, okay, this is where I'm going to put this here. You know, that's the purpose of the template, so you can just substitute things. If any gray areas, of course, you call us and you can make it happen. Clerk of the Court, General District Court for the City of Alexandria, their address, and of course, you're going to send it by registered mail on the date indicated. This was sent by registered mail on the date indicated within the attached proof of service by, and you're going to put your organic appellation, lowercase, again, UCC 1-308, secure party creditor, and then the date. And there you go. You have your administrative affidavit, a specific negative avertment, opportunity to cure, and counterclaim. You conduct your own lawsuit. While in the same breath, you are exonerating yourself. You're making sure you're exonerated. You're making the push for your exoneration, okay? So, it's intense, but these are the type of things that we need to engage in because we are being exploited not so much because racism exists, but because we stop studying the things that we need to study. Okay, when we start studying the things we need to study and we know how to best defend ourselves, protect ourselves, then we can redefine what racism actually is. But right now, we are at a handicap because we don't study the type of information that will best serve us in today. You know, where the exploitation takes place is generally where there's a corresponding venue for us to study. For whatever reason, we get ostracized on the legal plateau, and then we're studying, you know, movies like Planet of the Apes and doing whole long lectures on Planet of the Apes. You know, I ain't knocking it. People get offended. But what I'm saying is our appropriation of our study. There's nothing wrong with the movie breakdown of Planet of the Apes. There's nothing wrong with the movie breakdown of the new Batman. But if your priority is all of those movies in one and you're not even touching none of this, you're not even scratching the surface of this information, then you're misappropriating your time and your energy. Okay? And you're giving up your potential. Whatever potential you have to be in a better situation, a better circumstance, you have surrendered that to your oppressor. So before we blame people for being evil because they are taking advantage of our inability to study, more so than they are taking advantage of the people that know and just breaking the law, we should give ourselves a shot at seeing what happens first. But like I said, America is a corporation, so they have to follow corporate laws. They're under laws too. They have to function under a certain auspice as well. They are not totally exempt from doing the wrong thing and being held accountable. Our problem as a people is we complain more than we execute. We got to start executing. We got to, if more of us just complain, even if the system was as hell-bound as we claim it is, despite the lack of information, if enough of us just knew how to complain in the appropriate manner, it would wake other people up because they would be paying attention to the manner in which we complain. And then with that complaint comes a level of knowledge and cognition about why things are the wrong way and why it shouldn't be done that way. And in turn, you are able to mobilize the people through your complaints when you have an effective way of complaining. So that's what we have to do. If we buy hoodies and Skittles and say this is how we're going to complain about the brother being killed, that's a problem. Now we establish a lien on that guy's property who did that, okay, because he violated commercial law, killing somebody on your own property. That would be another way to go. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to hurt somebody, in these days and times, you got to hurt them in their pockets. Everything is based on commerce, as we saw at the very beginning of this dissertation. Everything is predicated on gender-bound principle of commerce. So again, this is just an eye-opener for the type of things you engage in as a member of the New Covenant community. The community is not erected for you to just free yourself from prison or evade contracts that you signed. You said you was going to pay something, but now you don't got it, so you just want to get out of it. That's not the purpose of our community. Our purpose of our community is to see to it that on account to the economical and educational exploitation of our people, we have to rectify that situation. We have to educate the people to make sure that they can engage and on the battlefield and be more equipped than they've ever been before. Idealistically, we want to implement culture, which we have by way of a system of common customs, because we understand that we're funding our oppression every day, that we can't rely on each other in confidence to sustain ourselves through knowledge and through commerce. Okay, so the reason why the community is here at large, we want to actually see what a black community looks like again, because the average black community, the average thing that we call the black community is really a white community populated by blacks. And if it wasn't, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. We can look around and we can tell it's not really a black community, it's a white community populated by blacks. So we want to change that, and the only way to change that is to engage in real estate. We want to also define who and what we are, because when black people get killed, there's no laws that cater specifically for black people. There's laws that cater specifically for Jews because they have a religious status. There's laws that cater specifically to homosexuals because they have a sexual status. They have a preference. They have a sexual preference that has transcended sexuality and become a race. And likewise, the Jews have transcended the auspice of religion and have turned their religious applications into a race. A Jew is a religion, but it has become a race. You say Jew, you think of a race before you think of religion. Because they have taken the necessary steps to do what races must do, to qualify themselves as such. So they have certain capacities that are other people's incapacities as it relates to law. So as a black people, we don't really have too much capacity. We have to somehow identify ourselves under one umbrella as a group of people that confide in the same legal disposition, which is called status, legal disposition. And someone says, what is your legal disposition? We don't know. If you ask our brothers and sisters, what is your nationality? We don't actually have a thing to say. We go blank. It's not the case in other communities. We adopt other people's religions. It doesn't do us no good. I turn around and tell you, I can't go to war because I'm Muslim. They don't believe me. I turn around and say, I can't go to war because I'm Muslim. They understand. I tell you, I turn around, I can't go to war because I'm a Hebrew Israelite. See, I got the yam going on. Hey, niggas, get out of here, nigga. But then, Pale Man says, no, I'm Jew. He got Hasidic locks and everything, Jews, everything. All you gotta do is have the complexion, they believe. If he just got the strings or something on him, okay, I got you. Okay, so at the drop of a hat, we'll turn around and try to claim a religion just to get out of a situation. Because we understand the status resonates within law. If a group of people confirm that they identify with the same historical origin, they identify with the same pristine state of their origin, their inception, they identify with the same legal disposition, you can do something with that. You can evaluate that and you can say, okay, that group of black people over there, they don't call themselves black, and they're not fanatical, they're not anti-government, so we can take them serious. Because saying kill other people's children and saying that we're superior and we live in the projects is not exactly the way you take people serious. Alright? So we have to find more effective and practical ways to express who and what we are as a group of people that confide in the same political and educational needs. So again, I want to thank everybody for your time. Thank the people online for sitting in class with us. And never just the people that's in the room. We have people online, they be from London, China, everything, watching a lot of times. So I want to thank them. You know, your family is here, and it's good that we using the internet era for more than just bullying each other and saying negative things about each other. It's good to use it for actual positive things.
Hazakalun Kalusi. Wu-nuwaupu, kabunta yu, wa hayui, nuga shigu zikar ku, ibi waga sufi, anugi timtun lakun garum sufi, kuina lumira biba, azum mufti, antuke shera barakoi, shilza lumani He's an I'm style, I mean like cool, he not too tiny, like hoops. Go yeah, min nu, ila, ani ben tafulan, ila ashutan, za kurani, hazi tem nuk Shayu hazi inen, shino kamu nasi nen, bahan na sas di imen, ashigo nuka heroes inem, nuka pray for be red. All that's who, hot na worry, shabad I worry, hasna zorlay, braka body king. Nuka rigo ba, mustagazi aliana, nukala na bena, mustagazina, alabasharia, amali had mustahatia, antuskalu nafuf ba, mustasakia, matwa nuki hasa, mustalamida, atunre, sudibani vi hasa, mustawatia, nuka brifu, unto 10 ta brifu wa, dika britu, she inena tigawa, ayi kalum, ba misuga inena shigawa, la oopsie, lama inena brifu wa, ashugli, baba she inena kwizawa, fadunhu, cool inena wizawa, Shabada worry, hasna zorlay, baka body Anuki raju, hasi wa good na batuta, nuka zira tuk, lay out the bar shit I toot in my hood. Talambasa you mustalami, kalun feast like no. Antute la zon kawon amra, nem nuk bazanta. Haglore, nuka free to the Ataru Hasa, hotel.